work on. You know, we still working on being proved and being justified as being and being still awaiting judgment to be considered perfect and upright. This man Job, he was already perfect and upright. Already perfect and upright. Go ahead.
And one that feared God and eschewed evil.
He feared the Most High and eschewed evil. In a nutshell, just letting you know right there, Job wasn't really doing nothing wrong. Wasn't doing too much wrong. He was perfect and upright and walked with the Most High. And we're gonna find out what was going on. Go ahead.
And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. Verse 3, his substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 sheep asses and very great household. So that this man was a great Salakia, that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East.
Hold up right there. Job has substance. Some of us still ain't got a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out of, and we complain it, you know, about the little stuff we go through. This man has substance, the greatest of all the men in the East. Job had it going on, man. He had it going on. All right, he had sons and daughters and oxen and sheep. He was eating good and living good. He was his fruit was blessed. He had children. He had land. Of all the men in the East, and imagine being the greatest of all the men in your area, right? All praises. Go ahead.
And his sons went and feasted in their houses. Everyone his day sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so when the days of their feasting were gone about that Job sent that sanctified them and rose up early in morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For
Job was being an obedient servant, doing everything that the Most High asked him to do. Go ahead.
Everyone in his house is
right down in the middle of verse 5.
Okay. And Job sent up sanctified to them and rose up early in the morning, offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that day my sons sinned and cursed God their hearts. Thus did Job continually. Verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
Hold up. And this is one thing I want to remember for later on in the lesson, right? Because when some of us, we get to going through these hard times, man, and we get to slacking on our obedience. You know, I done been there before myself. But here it is, we got even Satan, Hashatan, is a faithful servant of the Most High. So we should take that and look at, man, how we look out here. If Satan himself is the faithful servant of the Most High, but we struggling to be disobedient, we struggling to be faithful, but Satan could be, he's a faithful servant of the Most High. I say it right here, the sons of Yahweh came and presented themselves before the Most High, and Satan came along with them, being obedient, right? Go ahead. Verse 7.
Now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence camest thou? Then Satan answered to the Lord and said, from going and fro in Salakia, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
There it is again, doing exactly what the Most High told him to do. Going up and down, walking to and fro up in the earth, looking for somebody to devour. So he said, hey, I was out there doing my job. That's what he was telling him. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil?
Right. See, they was having a conversation right here. The Most High was saying, like, man, you thought about Job? You seen what Job out there doing? You come to me all the time, like, man, some of your servants ain't doing this. Some of them people out there hollering your name ain't really about what they say they about. Most High say, man, but yeah, let's talk about Job though. Let's remember Job. If you consider Job, yeah, he he's a he's an upright man, a just man, a man of strength and honor. You know, go ahead.
And Satan answered to Yahweh and said, doth Job fear God, nor naught? Hast not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and
Yeah,
about
he said Job, man, ain't really been tested yet. You protecting him. We ain't really seen what Job can do. We ain't really found out if Job really about that life yet, right? Because he got their heads around him. Go ahead.
and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land.
He said,
The
yeah, man, let's test him out and see if he ain't really seen nothing yet. So let's find out what's really good. Go ahead.
God, but put forth thy hand now, and touch all that thou have, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Satan said, let's see what happened, man. If you really gone out there and test him out, I bet you he gonna mess up. I bet you he gonna slip up. I bet you he gonna even go as far as to curse you to your face. Basically blaspheme. So let's test him out and see what's really going on. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the percent, Salakia, from presence of the Lord.
All right, pause right there. He went forth from the presence of the Most High, right? The Most High told him, he said, all that Job got is in thy power. You can do whatever you want to him. Well, not to him, but he said everything that he have is in our power for you to touch, manipulate, maneuver, do your thing. Let's see what Job is really about. All right. Now I want to bring out this example, man, about remembering Job, because we in these times right now where we going through the similar situation, right? We got to remember, man, hey, the Most High, most likely he probably testing you right now. Right? The scripture say we got to be tried like gold is tried by fire. Right? So we got to remember while we going through these things right now, man, this might be your time to be tested like Job. Are you going to be that faithful servant? Are you going to be able to stand strong and to do it to the end? You know, and just me being, I'm going to be honest, man, I done had some struggles myself, over the past months, couple years, weeks, whatever the case may be, where sometimes you really got to sit down and grasp hold and dig in these scriptures, grasp hold of that spirit again, and like, man, remind yourself, like, look, it really ain't that bad. Let me really find out the answer. Let me see what I can do to get back on track and figure it out. Because I mean, here it is. First of all, we got Satan being a faithful servant, So how we look, and we supposed to call ourselves the children of Israel, standing up against Satan, and he being faithful, but we can't. Then here it is, we got Job, man. And if you go on down through Job's story, I ain't gonna dig too deep in it tonight, but if you go on down through Job's story, man, like the scripture tell you right there, Job had it going on, had everything. And in the blink of an eye, man, the Most High took all that from him, man. Took Job down through there, man. He took his cattle away, took his livestock, his family away. Job wasn't eating good. I think Job might have had some diseases and some sickness and stuff going on. Like, man, imagine that. You've been doing, well, now we all can relate, man. I've been doing everything I can. Man, I know I've been doing right. What did I do wrong? It couldn't have been nothing. I know I've been serving right. Job was even called right and upright and just, right? And here it is, the Most High done hit him with everything, and with what they said when they go to court, and they hit him with everything plus the kitchen sink. You know what I'm saying? They took him down through there, man, and really tested him. Now imagine that, man. And some of us get ready to go through that right now. Some of us are already going through that. I know I'm thinking out of everything. what they say, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Soon as you think everything good, here comes something else to test you, right? I know we all can relate to it. I know I can. And so we just need to remember Job, man, and everything that Job went through, and he continued to be faithful and continue to be a faithful servant and to do it to the end. He didn't give up. Through all of that, he kept on pushing. All right. Is it? Well, first of all, let me see if anybody got any questions. Anybody lost right now? All right. So, like I said, the scriptures talking about being tried by fire, like gold has been tried, man. And I don't know if any of y'all ever seen them videos when they fixing that gold up. Gold be raggedy, dusty, and raggedy, got dents in it, and it's just toe up, man. And it got to go through a long process in order for it to be right, in order for it to be polished and ready for the shelf or ready for the shops and stuff. So the scripture telling you is giving you that example, so it show you exactly the things we got to go through. Some of us come in this truth, man, thinking it's gonna be all peaches and cream. What the scripture tell you got to go through something in order for you to be justified in the sight of the Most High. You're gonna have to go through some processes. You're gonna have to get dinged up and dragged through the fire and tested out so they can make sure you are right. So you can be polished on up. All right. We're gonna go ahead and go through. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 13. And we're going to start at verse 8.
Zechariah, verse 13, 8. Zechariah, verse 13. Zechariah, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off.
Some of us gonna get cut off, and we know this. We done went over this plenty of times. What it said, 2/3 gonna be cut off. Go ahead.
But the third shall be left therein.
Now, who is that third we talking about? That third is gonna be left therein. Go ahead, verse 9.
Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire.
Through the what?
Through the fire.
Through the fire, right? It ain't said, oh, it's gonna be a little bit of I'm gonna test you out, and I'm gonna just you might suffer just a little bit here and a little bit there. It's gonna drag you through the fire. Go ahead.
And will refine them as silver is refined, and will them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord is my God.
Hold up right there. See, it said, I will bring the third part through the fire and refine them as silver is refined and tried as gold is tried. Right? Then he say, then that's when I'm gonna say that I'm gonna let them know that that's my people. I'm gonna hear everything that they talking about, all their prayers, all their cries. After, right, I done dragged them down through that fire. So I hope y'all prepared, man, because we going through the fire. Some of us done been through it, and we done been through it and thought like, okay, well, I done been through it, man. I guess that was it. I made it through. Yeah, and not even realizing that, hey, it's coming again. That might have just been the beginning of it. And these little things we're seeing right now, we know the scriptures talk about Jacob's trouble. We in it. We getting tried by fire right now, and there's more to come, right? God, so but from there we're gonna go ahead and go to let's go to Job chapter 23 and verse 8.
Job chapter 23, verse 8. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there. But I could not perceive him.
God, he said, I go forward, I'm going backwards, but I still don't understand what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out. Why is this going on? Go ahead.
On the left hand, where he doth work, but I cannot behold him, he hideth himself. On the right hand, and I cannot see him.
God, he said, hold up, man. I'm going through all things. Every which way I go, every little bitty thing, I try as hard as I try, as much as I do. And I just can't figure out why it is I got to keep going through it. Why it is, here it is, I've been trying so hard, and then here comes something else. See, I go north, I go south, east, west. I done sacrificed over here, sacrificed over there. And I still, it's hard for me to understand why I got to keep going through these things, right? Go ahead, verse 10. But, go ahead, verse 10.
Okay, verse 10. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold.
God, he right there with me. He know what's going on. The Most High know what's going on. That's why the scriptures tell us to put our faith in the Most High and lean out on our own understanding. Because see, the Most High know what's going on. Some of these things we're not going to understand, but he know it, and he telling us we got to be tried by fire. Right there, the scripture said, he said, he know, I know when it's all said and done and over with, I shall come forth as gold. Right? All praise.
Verse 11. My foot has held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined.
God, as it's telling you right there, also again, remind, look, keep the commandments, man. It said his way have I kept and not declined. I have held his steps. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead here in James, go to the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 2.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count in all, book of James, chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count in all joy when ye fall into divers temptations.
Hold up. I know how many of us struggle with that, man. It said count it joy when you fall into diverse temptations. Count it joy to find gladness and joy when you're going through all these trials and tribulations. Count it as joy when you're going through these diverse temptations, when these tests and trials come your way, right? Now, I don't know about nobody else, but for me, that's always been a hard thing to do. You know, like, man, how am I gonna find happiness when the lights getting cut off again? How hard is it to find happiness when, man, how we gonna pay the bills? How we gonna eat? You know what I'm saying? With these food shortages, here somebody else done died. How I'm gonna get the kids the clothes and they need and everything. I done lost my job again, right? We're supposed to find joy in that. What scripture said, right? Go ahead. Verse 3.
Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Worketh patience.
But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Come. Go ahead.
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask Yahweh that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not Salakia, upbraideth not, it shall be given him.
Come. It said, if any of y'all lack wisdom, let you ask of the Most High, who giveth to all men liberally. Meaning it can all be yours. Everything could be all right if you just trust in the Most High, right? But it said, make sure when you're going through these things to count it joy. That's why we already hear us when we get on the scripture, on the calls, man. Everybody say, hey, man, how you doing, brother? How everything going? Hey, I ain't got no complaints. Man, you know, and we be real with that because it's a serious thing. I ain't got no complaints. Why? Because we trying to find it and count it all joy with everything that's going on in life. All praise. Go ahead.
But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. 7. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable.
John, you can cut off right there. So we see right there, man, it's talking about that test, man, that test, and really can call it a test of patience. And it said, when you get in that test of patience, man, it said, let that patience have that perfect work within your spirit, so that in the end you will be wanting nothing, right? So be patient through these times. Be patient through these times, man, and let it have its perfect work in yourself. All right, let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 3. We're gonna go to the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 16.
Book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and
And we all know this story right here. This is about the brothers in their furnace, man. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Go ahead.
Abednego answered and said to the king, "Oh, what is this? No, Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful and answered thee in this matter."
Right. They saying, look, man, we ain't really trying to answer these questions you asking us, man. We don't really care about the stuff you talking about. We're gonna tell you what's really going on. Go ahead.
If it be so, our Elohim we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace.
Right. If it be so, if he should choose, he can deliver us up out of this situation we in. Go ahead.
Shall be deliver us out of thy hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then never, I can't.
You can go ahead, pause right there. Another example we got of being trial, another example of trial by fire. These brothers was about to get burnt up. I don't know about y'all, man. If I'm still working on that kind of faith right there myself, and I being honest, the only thing I got it right now is somebody that threw me off in a fiery furnace, bro. Man, ain't no telling what all kind of thoughts be ran through my head, or I'll be trying to beg to get up out of there. I don't know, but these brothers had it right. They in a fiery furnace about to get burnt up. They say, "Look, man, we ain't really trying to hear what you talking about." They say, "Look, if Most High want to deliver us about this situation, He'll deliver us." Deliver us up out of it. But he just might decide that he don't want to. They say either way, it don't matter what we go through or what happens, we gonna still serve the Most High. We're not gonna serve these other gods. We're not gonna do these things that you asking us to do. We're not gonna be conformed to the ways of this world, right? So that's a example of a test of faith, right? We got all these trials by fire that we got to go through. Let's go to the book of John, the 21st chapter and verse 15. I'm trying to be like them brothers, man, and I got a long way to go.
Yo, that fire is hot, It's
hot. We thinking this fire we going through right now hot, man. They was standing in it, right up in it, and kept the faith. Some real fire.
John chapter 21, verse 15. So when they had dined, Yahushua says to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these?
So right, we see right here, we going into another trial by fire. Man, this is a test of love, test of loyalty. Go ahead.
He says unto them, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He says unto them, Feed my lambs.
Right? He telling you again, right? If you love me, you love the Most High, you love Yahushua, right? This is what I need you to do, right? And again, going back to the lesson that I brought out a couple weeks ago, man. Hey, with this trial by fire, if we loving the Most High, we got to keep these commandments, because going through all these things we going through, sometimes your mind gonna get sidetracked, your spirit gonna get weary, right? But we got to go through it, because we getting trial by fire. And if you don't go through it, then how you expect to be come out as that pure gold, and be able to be upright and just and receive the kingdom? Okay. Anybody got anything they want to bring out right now?
No, that's good, brother. That's good because that's in the spirit, man. Because a lot of people are going through it right now, and you really don't understand the levels that people are going through it on. Some people are going through it on one level, other people are going through it on a totally different level. So, no, that's definitely in the spirit.
Oh, praise. We're gonna get another example of a brother that went through it. Man, Job went through it. I mean, he really went through it, man. Yahushua, we know what Yahushua went through, man. Yahushua got beat up and down. They done put him up there, man, and hung him on the tree. Guy got betrayed and everything else. We're gonna get another example of a brother that went through something, and I'm sure we all can relate, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, and verse 22. So I want to bring out this example because we all forget, man, when we're looking at our situation and forget that we ain't everybody else going through something similar. Everybody else getting trial by fire too. Well, it seemed like I'm going through this, and why the Most High ain't testing what's the name in them? Well, you don't know what they going through. They probably getting that trial by fire, or they trial by fire coming too. He might be putting you through it at the particular time, so you can be a witness and an example for them. So they might need to reach out to you for strength, right? But we looking at everybody else like they, like we going through something more than what everybody else going through, and that's just not the truth of it, man. This trial by fire for everybody, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, and verse 22.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 22. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I.
Mm-hmm.
23. Are they ministers of Yahushua? I speak as a fool. I am more in labors, more abundant in stripes above measure.
See, you right there. I speak as a fool, right? Then like you speaking as a fool, thinking you going through something more than everybody else done went through. Whereas it is, are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Letting you know, hey man, we all going through it. We all going through it. Go ahead.
In stripes above measure, in prisons, more frequent, in deaths up. 24. Of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one.
And he got beat black and blue. Go ahead.
25. Thrice was a beaten with rods.
Hold up. Is any of y'all out there right now? I mean, we got brothers out there getting gunned down. We got to deal with the racism and all that. We got some things going on. But us in particular, right here on this call right now, how many of y'all getting beat 5 times with 40 stripes? How many of y'all getting stoned upside the head right now, right? Go ahead.
Beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day. I have been in the sea. 26. In journeyings often.
Journeyings often.
Often in perils of waters, in perils of robbers, in perils by mine own courting.
Their own people was taking them through it. His own people, we got to deal with that right now. We got to deal with these problems with our own people. Like, man, I thought you was my brother. I thought you was my sister. We family, right? And I got to deal with this from you. We in the same house, and I got to deal with this from you. Go ahead.
In perils by the heathen, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren, in weariness and painful, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst, in fasting often, cold and nakedness.
God, see, I think some of us think there's something new that's going on. Ain't nothing new up under the sun. And you might be complaining about your little bitty trial you're going through right now. This brother done been beat. He telling you he done been through it all too. Done been beat upside the head. Done got stoned. His own family don't love him. You got to deal with false prophets. See what I'm saying? Everywhere he go, he got to deal with some drama. He done had to deal with thirst. He done been naked, etc., etc. Paul had to go through that thing, man, that trial by fire, right? And like I said, we going through that right now. So what we got to do, lad, man, we got to remember Job. Remember how Job stuck in there. Remember how brother Paul stuck in there. Noah. There's many examples, man, because we going through it right now. This trial by fire, and it's not going to stop, right? And I really wanted to bring it out, man, because if you go online, man, you see a lot of folks falling off. Some of y'all might see folks that's close by you falling off right now. I tried so hard. I think it just ain't for me, right? And then, you know, we got all these different doctrines, man. Well, I don't know. See, we coming out the Christian church, and we think everything's going to be peaches and cream, and, oh, you know, it's going to be better on this side. Well, I mean, it's some differences. You know, we teach a little bit better. Some of us walking a little bit better, but we still got to deal with the same things. We got to deal with false doctrine. We got to deal with false prophets. We still got to deal with the trials by fire, right? But you're going to see folks falling off. You're going to see folks giving up. You're going to see folks that done made some mistakes and they don't want to hang in there no more, right? Matter of fact, we're gonna go to that right quick. Go ahead and go to let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, and we're gonna start at verse 13.
Okay. 34.
Yeah, Proverbs 24,
Okay.
verse 13.
Book of Proverbs 24, verse 13. My son, eat thou honey because it is good, and the honeycomb is sweet to thy taste. 14. So shall the knowledge of the wisdom be into thy soul.
Come. Yeah, get absorb and eat some of this good food I got for you, some of these good things. Take hold of this good knowledge I got for you. Go ahead.
When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward, and thy acceptation shall not be cut off.
Hold up. See, we was talking about the expectation of the last lesson, the expected end, which is to receive the kingdom, right? It said when you have found it, it's gonna be a reward. But how are we gonna get to that reward, right? Go ahead.
Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
There you go, right there. A just man falleth 7 times, right? So like I was saying, man, you're gonna see folks out here, man, I done tried and I tried and I just can't get it. I mean, you know, I did this and I did it, but the scriptures say endure to the end, man. Don't give up. You got to keep on going. It say even a just man will fall 7 times, right? And it said rise up again. But that wicked, see, that's where that's where it's gonna separate the righteous from the wicked, because it said the wicked gonna fall in the mischief. It's good. They're telling you right there, them the ones that's gonna be giving up and not hanging in there, man, not enduring to the end. You're gonna have some trials and tribulations. It's all for the good. You're gonna make some mistakes. You might gonna have some ups and downs. But it said hang in there and do it to the end, man. Again, trial by fire. Remember the servant Job. What if he went through all that trial by fire, man? And you know, and what it said, a just man fall the 7th time. I'm quite sure. I think it was a scripture there where Job was even like, man, I can't do it no more. I don't know if I can make it. But he hung on in there, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 9. Yeah, the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 9.
You said verse 9?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for these, for my strength is made perfect. With Salakia. My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness.
Right, it might be hard. It might be hard right now. But in this weakness, your strength is going to be established. Go ahead.
God. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities.
Again, right here we see taking joy in these diverse temptations, taking joy through this trial by fire. It said, glory in my infirmities, right? My shortcomings, my hard trials. Go ahead.
But the power of Hamashah may rest upon me.
Right, that the power of Yahweh may rest upon me. Go ahead.
Therefore, take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distress, for Hamashah's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong.
God, remember, find a way to take pleasure in it, man, because we know the end result. All right. Anybody got any questions?
You want to go down to 11?
No, you ain't got to go down to. You ain't got to go down to 11. Go ahead and let's go to Philippians. I think this is going to be my last one right here. Go to the book of Philippians, chapter 1 and verse 6.
Philippians 1:6. Chapter Philippians, verse 1, chapter 6. Being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Yahushua.
God, keep the faith, man. Stay strong. Hey, remember Job. Remember all that these other brothers went through. We got all these other examples. Also, remember, I'm quite sure this ain't the first time. I mean, we Yasharala. This ain't the first time we done been through something, right? So remember what you done been through before, and know and remember how you got through that particular trial by fire. So we can get through this particular trial by fire we going through right now, right? It said, so and be confident of the very thing that he which have begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Hamashiach Yahweh, meaning that you're going to be made complete. You're going to be made whole. You're going to receive that expected end and that reward that we got coming to us. All right? All praises. Again, anybody got any more questions or anything they want to bring out? All praises. All praises.
No, that was real good, man, because like you said, when it comes down to Job, everybody doesn't really understand. Nobody will really understand all the things that he lost, and how he was literally thrown into that pit. And the thing was, you read something real heavy at the beginning of the first chapter of Job, when the Most High asked Satan if he's considered Job. Have you thought about it? Have you considered him? And that's mind blowing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about the fire. Just you might have missed this one. Don't miss him. Don't miss him. And Job was perfect. You understand what I'm saying? So how do we, on this level, think that we're not going to be tried and tested and feel like we're justified in giving up? Because we're not. We're not. Real good, brother. Real good.
All praises. Hey, giving honor to all the elders of True Nation, all the elders here at True Nation, Texas, man. Hey, we're glad y'all tuned in, man. Keep tuning to the classes. And with that, we're going to say shalom.